Well, it is a freezing Tennessee morning. We got down to 4 degrees today. Um, I'm gonna have to put a better glow plug starter on this thing. It was struggling to start this morning, but just want to let y'all know what happened with my lemon John Deere. Um, was at the dealer for a couple days, and they actually ended up cracking the whole rear in half and redoing everything inside of it. And redid all the gaskets, cleaned it out, put all new everything fresh in there, oil and whatnot, and didn't see anything major broken in there. And it was an O-ring that was cracked up here. The rear they weren't trying to charge me for. The O-ring they wanted $70. It was $1.85 for the O-ring, and the rest was labor. And I told them basically to go pound sand. I wasn't paying that. The tractor is just, when it happened, was just 2 years old. I said, there's no reason I should be paying for that. And they argued with me or whatever. And, finally I ended up not paying for it. But that's ridiculous. Why would you make me pay for that? You drain the oil and you see the chunks that I was talking about, the little white chunks from the gasket. And everybody I talked to, mechanic-wise, obviously, and they were like, more than likely a little piece got in there and blew out that O-ring because it happened when I was using it. But I ended up calling John Deere corporate over this, and they basically can't do anything for you. They have regional managers, which are John Deere, like the main John Deere people, and they told me to give them a call and contact them, which I did. And long story short, the final solution was, for the rest of the time that I own this tractor, if anything hydraulic goes bad for it, that they will cover it free of charge, and that for the next, I think I'm at 165 hours. At 200 hours, bring the tractor back. They'll do a complete system flush. At 250 hours, do the same thing again. At 300, do the same thing again. And 350 and 400. And he said 5 flushes and it'll be clear. Just to be 100% sure that happened. But they went ahead and put in the system that's what they're going to do for me. I did go to Kubota and talk about trading this thing in and getting myself a Kubota, which, by the way, buy Kubota, don't buy John Deere. The tractor is maybe considered both subcompact, but it is leaps and bounds better than the John Deere. I mean, there's just so many different things that they've done to that tractor. I mean, even these connectors that just loosely fit. I mean, when you unhook them, you got to hang them or plug them in there. They have them in I don't know what it's considered, but all the hoses are in one manifold, I would say, and the manifold all hooks there, and you set it in, and then you lock a handle, they all click in, and they're those ones where there's no dust. Like if I take this out, there's an empty cavity where it's a female and a male, and there's an empty cavity in the female, and all the dust collects there and dirt if the cap isn't seated right, or if it falls out. Well, theirs is like a flat face. I forget what it's called, but it's a new type of one, and it's so much better. And when you disconnect the loader, which, by the way, is a quick disconnect too, when you disconnect the loader, they made a bracket right here. And you just take this manifold and you set it there. And it's out of the way. You don't have to worry about it. The bucket on their loaders is, this is a quick disconnect, but theirs is the Bobcat style quick disconnect, which is, I think, better. And even so far as on Paul and Kathy Short video channel, he had to drill holes in his bucket to put a scraper blade to protect it. Kubota's already drilled the holes, and they sell the bucket scraper blade separately. So if you get your tractor, get it with that. They'll pre-install it. You're good to go. But it's just a lot of different things that Kubota has done, really paying attention to what is needed to be done to this subcompact. The other thing I like is the entire thing is made out of metal. There's very minimal plastic on that tractor, whereas John Deere, plastic fender, plastic floorboard, plastic pedals, plastic, engine covers and stuff, plastic dash, On the Kubota, everything's metal. Everything is metal as far as I know. I mean, I'm sure there's little pieces here and there that are plastic, but for the most part, everything is metal. So, in short, buy a Kubota. Buy a Kubota. Trust me. Save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the agony. Buy a Kubota. Yes, this is a brand name. It's not as good as it used to be. I pulled old antique John Deere tractors out of bushes that have sat for 50 years. And you put a battery on it and put some fresh fuel in it and it'll start up. I'm sure if this thing sat for a year and nobody messed with it, it wouldn't work. And it would probably need major mechanical service to get it working. But, I mean, that's the way it is now. Everything is, cheap as possible so the company can make money, and then they sell it for an outrageous amount of money, to you guys, us. But that's where I'm at with that. So for the most part, I'm going to keep it. We still have, I think, 3 years or 2 years left on paying it because we just got it. And I think with the tax money this year, we're going to buy ourselves a tiller and go ahead and start the big top garden up in the top acre. And we'll go from there and we'll see if the tractor survives using a tiller. I'm a little scared, I haven't ever used the PTO, and probably hook it up and the whole thing will blow apart. So, but upcoming videos, I'm going to do some stuff to the Tundra. I got a little extra money coming, and I'm going to end up putting an ARB air compressor and airbags in the Tundra. When I haul the tractor with it, it really sags the rear of the Tundra. When I hook a trailer up to it, it really sags down. So I'm going to put some airbags in it and do some other odds and ends and wire cleanup and stuff like that. And, I'll film that and get it on the thing for you guys. But that's what should be coming up this year. I'm going to try and post more in 2018. I'm starting to get, a little bit more subscribers, a little more people watching it. So I'll try and start doing more videos. And just let me know if you guys like it or if you don't or you want, whatever. But thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.